All right, so section 7.4 is writing the equation of a line. Okay, so before I do anything else, I want to put over here on the side the form that we were using a lot in 7.3, which is y equals mx plus b, okay? I want to think about that because I'm going to be using that equation throughout 7.4, right? So the directions here are saying find an equation of the line that has the given slope and passes through the given point. Okay, so we already know our m in this case, okay? Now guys, I want you to think about it. Remember, every time we have points, we think about our points in the form x comma y, right? So wouldn't this tell me that my x number is -2 and my y number is 0? So I know what x is, I know what y is, I know what m is. The only letter that I do not know in this equation right now is b. Let's see if we can find that, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation here, guys, and I'm going to plug in. So let's think about what's my y number? Well, my y number is 0, so I'm going to write 0 equals m. What's our m number? The number 3 times x. What's my x number? -2, okay, plus b. All right, so let's go ahead and solve for the letter b. 0 equals 3 times -2 is a -6, okay, plus b. I want to get b by itself, so I'm going to add 6 to both sides, okay. So this is going to tell me that 6 is equal to the letter b, okay. Well, if I already know that 6 is equal to, or that 6 is equal to the letter b, and it told me from the beginning that m was equal to 3, I bet you we can come back in here and fill in these blanks. So look, let's write it like this. Y equals m, which is 3 with an x, plus b, which we just found to be 6. And there's the equation of a line. Okay. I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the next problem, okay? So look, I'm going to draw big red line through here so I can just focus on what I have in this problem. So just like we did earlier, let me straighten out my pencil here. Okay, I'm going to write out y equals mx plus b. Okay, so let's take a look what we got here. So we already know what m is. Let me see, let me erase this big circle and put a circle right here. Okay. So guys, because my points are always in the form x and y, and I have those there, that's telling me that x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. The only thing I don't know at this point, I don't know what the letter b is, okay? So let's go ahead and start filling in the blanks. Where the letter y used to be, I'm going to write the number 1, okay? Equals m. M I already know to be the number -4, times x, which is also the number 1, plus b, okay? So this is 1 equals, well, -4 times 1 is a -4, okay, plus b. I'm trying to get the b by itself, so I'm going to go ahead and add 4 to both sides, okay? So what that's telling me, when these cancel out, 1 plus 4 is 5. So 5 is equal to b, and we already know from the beginning that m was equal to -4, okay? So when I think about this equation right here, guys, y equals mx plus b, all I'm going to do is fill in my blanks, okay? Y equals m, which is the number, -4 with an x, plus b, which we found to be the number 5. Okay, boom. And we got it, okay? And as you can guess, I'm going to do the same thing with the next problem here, all right? So let me go ahead and write this out. Okay, y equals mx plus b. We already know that our m is 2/3. And since we have 3 and -2, this is my x number, that's my y number, okay? So let's go ahead and start filling in the blanks, okay? First thing I'm going to do, where the letter y is, I'm going to write the number -2. So I'm going to go -2 equals m. M is the number 2/3 times the number x. Look what the number x is, guys. The number x is 3. Instead of me just writing a 3 here, I'm going to write this as 3 over 1, okay, plus b. The reason why I'm writing this 3 over 1 is because I already have a fraction here. And remember how we multiply fractions? We just go straight across. So 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3, plus b. Okay, let's see. 6 divided by 3 is 2, plus b. I need to solve for b, so I'm going to minus 2 here, minus 2 here. So negative 4 is equal to b. Okay. So again, guys, when I come back over here and I think about my equation, y equals mx plus b, right? We already know m is 2/3, so let's write that out. Y equals 2/3 with the letter x. We found the number b to be the number negative 4. And there's the equation of my line, okay? All right, so again, before I go on to the next problem, even when I have a fraction, right, if my m is a fraction, think of your x as a fraction. Write it over 1 and just go slow and you'll come up with a nice pretty answer, okay? All right, so now we can go on to the next problem that we got right here, okay? So again, first thing I'm going to do this problem just like we did the other ones. The one thing I want you to notice, though, we don't have the slope. So the first thing we're going to do, guys, we're going to write down the slope formula, okay? We did this formula in the last section, okay? So guys, look, I'm going to think about that as my x1 and my y1. That's my x2 and my y2, okay? So y2, 5, minus y1, 8, x2, 0, minus negative 1, okay? 5 minus 8, negative 3. Minus minus makes it plus, so 0 plus 1 is 1. Negative 3 divided by 1, guys, is the same thing as negative 3. Okay, so right over here, let me get it, there we go. Okay, right over here I'm going to write m equals negative 3. We just found that right now. That's not a very pretty negative 3. Let's make it less pretty. There we go. Okay, so just like we were doing earlier, I'm going to write out the equation. Y equals mx plus b, okay? Guys, I have multiple options that I can do here, okay? I can choose this point or I can choose that point, okay? I'm going to choose this point here simply for the reason that one of the values is 0, okay? So it's going to make the calculations a little bit easier. So let's do this. Y equals, oops, sorry. Come back over here. Okay, what's my y number in this case? My y number in this case is 5. Equals m, which we found to be the number negative 3, times the x value, which is 0, okay, plus b. So 5 equals negative 3 times 0 is 0, plus b. 0 plus b is just b. So look, if I now know that my m is negative 3, and we found our b number to be the number positive 5, couldn't we now say, if we were to go like this, y equals mx plus b, wouldn't we say y equals m, which we found to be negative 3x plus 5? Okay, so using that form, we got the equation of our line. Okay. Alrighty, let's try the same thing for the next one over here. Okay, so just like we did before, guys, let's first find the slope. M equals y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, okay? Again, for easy purposes, that's x1, y1, that's x2, y2. So it says y2, which is the number 2, minus y1, negative 19. x2 is 2, minus x1, negative 1, okay? So guys, remember, minus and minus make it plus, okay? So 2 plus 19 is 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Okay, so we just found our m to be the number 7. Okay. So just like we did earlier, let me bring this up here. I'm going to write out my equation. Y equals mx plus b. Okay. Guys, remember, I can choose whichever one of those 2 points I want. I can either choose this point here or this point here. I'm going to go with the 2, 2 just because the numbers are a little bit smaller, and hopefully my calculation is a little bit easier. So the y number is 2 equals the m we just found to be 7 times the x number, which is also 2, plus b. So 2 equals, let's see, 7 times 2 is 14, okay, plus b. So, oops, let me get rid of this. 2, okay, so because I'm trying to solve for b, I want to go ahead and go minus 14 and minus 14, okay. So 2 minus 14, negative 12 equals b, okay. All right, so let's take a look here, guys. We know our slope is m is 7. We know our b is negative 12. I bet you we can just even write it out. Y equals m, 7, with an x, plus b. Since it's a minus 12, we'll just write minus 12. Okay, boom. And we got it. Okay, so the next few problems are similar, except we're drawing the equation by looking at the actual picture. Okay. So guys, I don't want you to get confused, like, are they trying to trick me here? Nobody's trying to trick anyone here, okay? So think about it this way. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So if I were to ask you, what are the coordinates at that point right there? We would say, hey, that would be the coordinates 0, 4, right? Okay. Now remember what we call the slope? We call the slope, what? The rise over the run? And then we might say, well, look, this line is going downward, isn't it? Okay, so because the slope is going down, first thing I know, hey, it's going to be negative. Let's think from this point here to this point here. How many spaces down would I have to move? 1, 2, 3. Top number, negative 3. How many spaces to the right? 1, 2. Positive 2. Okay. So guys, think about it this way. Now that we found those points, remember, this number right here, that's my b, okay? So if I were to think about the equation, y equals mx plus b, I would write out y equals negative 3 over 2 with an x plus 4. Boom. And we got it, okay? All right. Let's see if we can do the same thing for the next one over here, okay? So look, first thing I'm going to do, I want to zoom in, okay? All right, so my first question to you here, remember, nobody's trying to trick us here. What do y'all think the coordinates of that point is? To me, it looks like 0 and negative 1. Why negative 1? Because it's below the x-axis, right? Okay. So remember, this right here is my b. Now, let's find our m. Remember what we call the slope, guys? The rise over the run, okay? So the first thing is, this line is going up, so I know my slope's going to be positive. From this point here to say this point here, how many spaces up do I have to move? 1, 2. How many spaces to the right? Just 1, okay? So guys, wouldn't you agree that 2 over 1 really is just the same thing as 2? Okay. So again, if I were to think about this in the form y equals mx plus b, y equals 2x, my b, negative 1. And we're done. Okay. Alrighty. And let's take a look. Okay, so when I look at this next line here, guys, first thing I notice, this is a horizontal line, right? Okay. All right, horizontal line. Remember, first thing I'm going to do here, this right here looks like it's the point 0 and negative 2, right? Because this is a horizontal line, guys, my equation is just going to be in the form y equals some number. Well, where does it hit the y-axis? At negative 2. So there's the equation of that line, right? Okay. And we got one more over here, okay? So same thing, let me zoom in just a little bit. So let's see, this is 1, 2, 3. This point right here, guys, would be the point 4 comma 0. Okay. So this is a vertical line. Okay. Guys, vertical lines are always in the form x equals just some number, right? Well, where is it crossing the x-axis? At 4. Okay. And there's our vertical line. And I believe that is all of, yep, that's all of 7.4. Okay. So let's save this guy.